Welcome to Vandana Science class, children. Today we'll be dealing with the next chapter, that is materials, metals, non-metals of class 8 science NCERT. Okay? Children, there are almost 92 naturally occurring elements, out of which 70 are metals and 22 are non-metals. Few of them have the properties of both of these, so they are called as metalloids. Few metals like gold, silver, platinum, and a few non-metals like helium, neon, argon. Actually, neon, argon, helium, they are in the gaseous state also. So only these we find in the free state. Many of the metals and non-metals are in the combined state. That means we find them in the compound form, right? So, metallurgy is a science of extraction of metals from their ores. Okay, you do find mines, isn't it? Then like dolomite mines. Okay, so metallurgy is a science which is going to tell how to take out, because metals are existing in their compound form and the complex form in the soil. So we need to isolate pure metal from these ores. Minerals are naturally occurring substances containing one or more elements or their compounds. Ore is a mineral from which one or more metals can be extracted. That's what I said. Ore is complex. Then metallurgical processes involve concentration of the ore, reduction, refining, all these. Now these are certain things which you will come to know in the higher classes also, right? Let us look into these things. How are metals and non-metals different from each other? Okay, so metals are mostly solids except mercury, which is a liquid. Non-metals are usually, they may be solids, liquids, or gases. Metals are hard, excepting sodium, potassium, etc. And non-metals are usually not very hard. In fact, they can be broken. Exception is again diamond, which is very, very hard. Metals have luster, means they are shining in their appearance, including mercury. Non-metals generally they are dull in their appearance, so they are not shining. Metals have high melting and boiling points. Okay, non-metals generally have low melting points, relatively low. Metals are malleable. Malleable means you can take them into sheets. The best example I'll tell you, when you buy a 5-star chocolate or anything, you'll be finding golden color or silver color paper on that, and you pretty well know that aluminium sheets are used to wrap food items and all. So you understand that metals can be drawn into sheets. Now non-metals we cannot do, especially if it is a liquid or a gas, then it's not possible. And when non-metals are solids, even then they are very brittle, so it's not possible. Then metals are ductile, can be made into thin wires. Children, in our household wiring also, you see, if you can take out the outer plastic or the covering, okay, inside we find copper. Copper is used in the wiring. Non-metals we will never use like this. It's not possible to make them into wires. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity except graphite. Okay, metals are sonorous. Sonorous means आप घर में कुछ बर्तन ले लो स्टील का या आयरन का, and then you beat with a spoon, it gives a characteristic sound, tung tung tung, like that, isn't it? That is what we mean by saying sonorous. And non-metals are not sonorous, so we don't find that kind of sound from the non-metals. So those were the mostly physical properties. Now looking into the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So how do they react? If you have to compare how metals and non-metals react with oxygen, metals actually they react with oxygen to form their oxides, and when you can dissolve these oxides in water, they give what are called as bases, or we say alkalis, right? So non-metals also react with oxygen to form the characteristic oxides, and when you dissolve these oxides in water, they give what are called acids. So there is a remarkable difference in how they behave when they react with water, what actually they give rise to when they react with water. So both of them, metals and non-metals, upon reaction with oxygen give the corresponding oxides, But when dissolved in water, the metallic oxides give a base and the non-metallic oxide give an acid. Some of the metals can directly react with water also, and sodium is actually a highly reactive metal. So sodium, and we have to store it in kerosene. That's an important question in the exam also, it is asked. We can't really store sodium outside like that because it catches fire easily, so we have to store it in kerosene, which is a kind of a solvent. I mean, it doesn't react easily. If you have to store it in water, you see sodium will react with water to form a base, sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, so magnesium also reacts with water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Non-metals do not directly react with water. Okay, then reaction with acids. Metals react with acids to form metallic salts and hydrogen. So you see children, zinc is there, Zn, capital Z and small n. You observe the symbols, sodium N, capital N and small a, magnesium capital M and small g. Sodium is called capital N and small a because they have been named after the Latin names. Sodium was earlier called natrium, so the capital N and small a. Okay. So whenever it's a convention that when you are using two alphabets to designate or denote a particular metal or non-metal, the first letter is capital and the second letter is small letter we are writing. Okay, then zinc reacts with 2 moles of HCl, hydrochloric acid, to form ZnCl2, zinc chloride plus hydrogen gas. So here you find that HCl, zinc is replacing the hydrogen there. हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड में से हाइड्रोजन को रिप्लेस कर रहा है जिंक. सो दोज आर कॉल्ड एज डिस्प्लेसमेंट रिएक्शंस. Most non-metals do not behave like this. So if you have to make sulfur react with the nitric acid, it will give sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and water. So non-metals do not do this kind of a displacement reaction. Okay. Now metals will replace metals. So magnesium plus copper sulfate can give, now here magnesium is again displacing copper. So magnesium will take the position of copper, so it will form magnesium sulfate in copper. Zinc plus copper sulfate forms zinc sulfate in copper. Iron plus copper sulfate forming iron sulfate in copper. You see everything is replacing copper in the copper sulfate. कॉपर सल्फेट में कॉपर का प्लेस आयरन ले रहा है, जिंक ले रहा है, मैग्नीशियम ले रहा है, बाकी यू गेट द कॉपर मेटल डायरेक्टली. So how this is possible? You see activity series of metals: potassium, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper, silver, gold. You are finding this list and a downward arrow mark next. What does this indicate? So if potassium is made to react with something like copper sulfate, then potassium is going to replace copper because potassium is more kind active when compared to copper. So in the earlier slide you have seen, now you just observe again, magnesium, zinc and iron are replacing what is called copper in the copper sulfate. So here you find magnesium, zinc and iron are all above copper in the given list, isn't it? So copper नीचे है, copper से ऊपर है, iron भी है, then you find zinc and magnesium, everything above copper. So they are all able to replace copper from copper sulfate. So a decreasing order of reactivity. Okay, so in this way the elements present, the metals present in the higher order in the particular list, they can displace or replace in fact the elements which are given at the bottom. So here you find silver and gold, they don't react very fast. Noble metals, metals like gold, silver, platinum, etc., they retain their luster because they don't react with air, water or acid so easily, so they are called noble metals. But gold dissolves in aqua regia. Aqua regia is a mixture of concentrated nitric acid and concentrated hydrochloric acid in the ratio of 1:2. 3. Now, why are we discussing about aqua regia? If you have ever seen a goldsmith working, okay, then gold ornaments जो हम पहनते हैं उसके ऊपर पहनने के बाद after some months and all, you find that they become little bit dull. Now, if you have to give it constantly, repeatedly, if you are giving it to the goldsmith, he is trying to wash these gold ornaments in this aqua regia solution. And what happens here is, when you use a concentrated nitric acid solution, the outer layer of the gold ornament slightly dissolves, and then you get what is called as the shining back. So, if repeatedly gold ornaments are given for washing or kind of cleaning to the goldsmith, then there is a little bit loss of the gold metal itself, because the gold metal dissolves in aqua regia. Now, pure is 24 karat gold. The 24 carat is a measure of the purity of the gold. It is very soft and cannot be used for making ornaments. So, generally the goldsmith is mixing silver or copper to make it hard. Then you call it as 22 carat gold, which is ornamental gold. Okay. Now, there are many uses of metals. So, iron, you see, without iron we don't have these pins, nails, nuts, bolts, so many, and buildings में वो सब में बहुत सारी चीज़ों में आपके classes में भी you must have seen the windows have iron bars, isn't it? So, iron is very important there. Aluminium is used for making utensils, wires, furniture, for packing food and medicines, very important. Aluminium is a metal which you can easily draw into sheets. That is, it is malleable, and it doesn't react with food items easily. So, aluminium is foils are used to pack foods. Okay. Then copper is used for making wires, vessels, electric gadgets. Why do we prefer copper for making wires? Because copper is one of the metal which can conduct electricity and heat very well relative to other metals. So, when that is the advantage, then wires have to be made of copper, because it's a choice metal now. Similarly, copper vessels may be, you can ask your mom, jaldi pakte hain, because it is a very good conductor of heat. So, copper vessels have been used in the past also. Gold is used for making jewelry, coins, medals, etc. Silver is used again for making jewelry, coins, medals, etc. Platinum is again used for making jewelry. Gold, silver and platinum, as I told earlier, are called noble metals. So, they don't use their luster very easily, and not only that, they are very costly also nowadays, isn't it? Electric gadgets, plugs in vehicles, all these are made up of platinum. Sodium compounds are used as common salt, chemicals, etc. Calcium compounds are used for making cement, glass, etc. Uses of non-metals now, you see. Sulfur is used for making sulfuric acid, salts of metals. Oxygen, very important. In fact, we respire oxygen, okay, and oxygen is supporting combustion, so it is used for burning of fuels. And elemental oxygen, O2, is there on earth. That is why we find life on earth. Because till now there is no established fact that there is life on other planets in the solar system, because in most of the planets elemental oxygen and water in the liquid form are not available, which are very, very important to support the life there. O2 and H2O are important to support the life, and when these are not there on other planets, naturally life will not be there. Nitrogen is used for making ammonia, which is used for making fertilizers. In the crop production and management chapter, we discussed what is a fertilizer, and then I told you about a urea, where nitrogen is a component. Hydrogen is used for making ammonia. In fact, ammonia is NH3. So, nitrogen and hydrogen both are there in ammonia. So, hydrogen is also used for making ammonia, which is used for making fertilizers, as fuel in rockets, for welding, etc. Chlorine, our municipalities supply water to us after chlorination of water, because chlorine is going to kill germs in water. Iodine is used as tincture iodine, which is antiseptic. Tincture iodine, when children get wounded in the play field and all, then tincture iodine is applied so that it doesn't septic, means infection वहाँ पे develop नहीं होता है if tincture iodine is applied. Then you see alloys. Alloys is a mixture of a metal with other metal or non-metal. So, steel. हम जो घर में यूज़ करते हैं स्टील के बर्तन, इट इज़ मेड अप ऑफ आयरन एंड कार्बन. सो कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ टूल्स, मशीन्स, टैंक्स, व्हीकल्स, शिप्स, रेल्स, बिल्डिंग, ब्रिजेस, डैम, सो मेनी यूजेस ऑफ स्टील यू सी. स्टेनलेस स्टील इज़ देयर, जो हम यूजुअली यूज़ करते हैं घर में, that is actually stainless steel. So utensils, cutlery, surgical instruments, all these are made up of iron and chromium. That is why chromium is there, so उसका shining रहता है stainless steel में. Normal steel में वो shining नहीं रहेगा. Then brass, copper and zinc together is brass. Utensils, handicrafts, musical instruments, all these are made up of brass. Then bronze is copper and tin is bronze. Statues, medals, bells, ornaments, etc. are made alnico. Aluminium, nickel, cobalt. You see, aluminium का first two alphabets ले लो al, निकल का फर्स्ट टू अल्फ़ाबेट्स ले लो नी, कोबाल्ट का फर्स्ट टू ले लो को, al nico. So making of magnets along with iron is used for making magnets. Then duralium. Aluminium, copper, magnesium, manganese, all these are together make up the alloy called duralium, which is making utensils, pressure cookers में use करते हैं, parts of vehicles, aircrafts use करते हैं. Okay, then what is corrosion? Corrosion is actually you must have seen in case of iron also, iron का rusting होता है, isn't it? Then even copper vessels जब हम use करते हैं, copper के ऊपर एक green color का coating आ सकता है. Then when we use silver also, silver के ऊपर भी कोई black का coating आ सकता है when it is reacting. So corrosion is actually when exposed to moist air. Moist air means what? Not dry air but air with some water vapor. So especially silver anklets देख लीजिए, पायल जो पहनते हैं उसके ऊपर ये हो सकता है, बिकॉज some amount of water is when bathing is done, or when people wash their feet and all, the anklets are in touch with water, so this is possible. Then even in case of iron, this rusting of iron is happening. So corrosion is when metals react with moist air. This is called corrosion. So उसके ऊपर एक ऑक्साइड का कोटिंग हो जाता है. The corrosion of metals can be prevented by applying oil or grease, applying paint. Now galvanization is coating of metals with non-corrosive metals like zinc. Especially galvanization iron bars के ऊपर करते हैं when it is used in the construction of buildings or windows and all. Galvanization is done so that rusting is not happening. If iron gets rusted, then it will become weak. Then whatever iron rod is there, there is every chance that it may break or it may become weak in future. So इसके लिए galvanization बहुत ज़रूरी है. Then electroplating, coating of metals with non-corrosive metals like chromium, tin by passing electricity. Electroplating करते हैं. So we'll know more about electroplating in another chapter of your textbook, children. Chemical effects of electric current. उसमें we will do more with electrolysis and electroplating. Alloying, when iron is alloyed with chromium and nickel, it forms stainless steel which is resistant to corrosion. इसीलिए हमारे घर में stainless steel के बर्तन के ऊपर corrosion, that means rusting नहीं होता है. Whereas normally if you have iron कढ़ाई या कुछ भी घर में, तो आप देख लीजिए, या iron nail देख लीजिए, उसके ऊपर rusting होता है. Okay. Activities, children, these metals, non-metals chapter, there are a couple of activities which I'll be trying to demonstrate once the school reopens, but till then you can just go through these. Whenever we subject, there are 3 test tubes taken, okay, then one nail is put up in each. Some anhydrous calcium chloride in one of the test tube to absorb moisture. Then in one we pour some boiled water from which dissolved oxygen has been removed, and in one more case we put normal water where oxygen is also there. Then first second tubes nail doesn't rust, because in the first tube what happens, calcium chloride is absorbing away whatever oxygen is there. Okay, so it doesn't really calcium chloride is absorbing the moisture, so it doesn't rust. In the next case, we have removed oxygen, so even boiled water may say oxygen nikal diya, so that also rust doesn't get rusted. But in the third case, we have not removed the moisture, and neither we have removed oxygen. So activity demonstrate that air and water both are necessary for rusting of iron. In fact, rusting hota hai to iron is reacting with water and oxygen there. That is why air and water are required for rusting. Children will be also learning about some displacement reactions when the school reopens. Some activities will be demonstrated. Then one more point which I had to discuss with you, there are some questions in the NCERT textbook asking about burning of charcoal. Burning of charcoal, charcoal is a kind of a carbon. Okay, so when you try to burn charcoal, what happens is carbon reacts with oxygen, in fact, and you get a gas called carbon dioxide. Now how to test these nature of the gas? That's the question which is asked in the NCERT. So I'm just answering it here. When carbon dioxide is released, carbon dioxide is a extinguisher. It doesn't support what is called as fire. So when carbon dioxide gas is released upon burning of charcoal, what you can do is you can collect it, and if you are making it react with water, it forms what is called as carbonic acid, and which will turn the color of the litmus. So the nature of the gas is acidic. That is one test. And next thing is, if you can make carbon dioxide, if that carbon dioxide gas is collected and if it is made to react with lime water, calcium oxide. Lime water here is not lime juice, children, not to be confused, but carbon dioxide reacts with lime water to make it milky, calcium carbonate ban jayega wo. That is a confirmatory test for carbon dioxide. So Saloni takes a piece of charcoal, she burns. So write the word equations बोल के एक NCERT textbook का question है. So I am discussing that here. Next thing is, they have asked also about the gold ornaments, and there is a decrease in the weight and all. Now I discussed this kind of answer when I mentioned about aqua regia, isn't it? So now I think you have understood the chapter thoroughly, and try to attempt the NCERT questions, and further chapters में फिर से आपसे मिलूंगी. Till then, bye.